Hello and welcome. I have a very unpopular opinion about the whole Justin and Britney scenario. As you can see, this is an authentic from the 90s, probably, late 90s shirt that I got at the first concert I ever went to for NSYNC. And I follow Justin's career after that. I'm a huge fan, and I have my opinions about everything going on. So I wanted to share something because everybody keeps talking about this smear campaign against Britney and how Justin built his career basically talking shit about her. And I have to disagree. So I did pull up two different videos that I wanted to react to and just kind of share my thoughts on. And the first one is an interview with Justin.
You have said this album encompasses, the most personal writing experience you've ever been through. Like therapy, right?
He literally knew where this guy was going. Like, this is my point, is people act like Justin went out and did interviews and he was like, well, let me tell you about Britney Spears. He already knows what topic is coming, and he's like bracing himself for it.
Well, I think obviously there's a lot of the record that are things that never even have happened to me. There's a lot of the record that is like that, but obviously when you write and you're alone, this was a new experience, and that's why it was personal, because I was alone and I was doing it, and I was like, what do I want people to know about me? How do I want people to hear me? And so that's why it was personal. I think a lot of people took that term and applied it to literal terms, things that were actually said in the lyrics, and that wasn't exactly the case. I just felt like it was the most personal writing experience because I kind of had to sit and reinvent everything that people had heard me do.
Right.
So that was the main task at hand.
And everybody, you said, obviously people immediately take these songs and they're listening to them and they're thinking, break up with Britney Spears. Let's find out what these...
Right.
And you said, it's all in the music. Go ahead and connect the dots.
I said, what I meant by the things that I said was, everybody is going to get their own interpretation from the things that I've put on this record.
Which is true. We all hear something. Even like Britney's book, I keep saying that the purpose of it was for her to have her own voice. And people are taking actual sentences that she says and spinning it to mean something different. I did a short about the whole issue. Everybody is spinning it to say he forced her when she flat out said that they decided together. And so nothing he could have said would have been right in my mind, and in his. Obviously, that's why he said it has to be left up to interpretation, because people are going to run with it. He's been doing this since he was 14. He knows what the media is capable of and what they do.
So I'm not even going to try to justify, good word, anything that I put on there. I think as a writer, and I think you'll find this with screenwriters too. If you're going to go there in the song.
Yeah.
And there were songs that I wrote about all different subjects, but I feel like I went there as far as I would go. So
Let me ask you, do you mind if I break down the lyrics? I listened so hard to the album. Can you entertain me
as long as
way?
you don't sing them.
You don't have to say what you did. I already know. I found out from him. It sounds to me like she was unfaithful, and you found out from...
I find it funny that anybody in the world except me, and with the exception of Eminem, I find it funny that anybody, go back and listen to half of Destiny's Child's biggest songs. They were kiss-off records. And I find it funny because of the fascination of my personal life and our personal life, Britney and myself, our relationship, that people take this and apply it to that. And I think I kind of became like this Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde in the studio, and realized that people were going to do that. So I obviously manipulated some of the lyrics because...
So you're playing a cat and mouse game with people a
well,
little bit.
Why
That's
not?
Okay, why not?
Why not? Obviously I'm not going to sit here and give away my personal business, but it's kind of fun. playing with all you people.
He could have easily been like, yeah, that happened. And that's how people are acting like he did. People are acting like he went on TV and was like, yeah, she cheated on me with Wade Robson, and this is how I found out, and that's why I wrote about it. And I think what he's saying, what I interpreted it as, is like, even if you think about like a screenwriter who writes about art, is about playing off of like your experiences in life. So even if it's not exactly what happened, that's what came out in the writing process, and we're going to get to that at the end.
So did you find out from him? So is that an example of you making it up? I mean, is that just, you know, an emotion that a lot of people have gone through?
And they press and they press and they press on this question. Like, he tried to just speak and get away from that question and answer it in a way that he wasn't giving any information, basically saying, I'm not going to answer that. And he's asked again.
But not necessarily your situation.
I think when you write a song like that, you know, obviously when you look at the song title, Cry Me a River, you realize that's obviously going to be a kiss-off record. I think that when I was in the studio, when I wrote, I said, you know, what would I do in this particular situation? How would I feel? And that's the approach I take at all songwriting. I mean, when I wrote Gone, it wasn't about anything. You know, for instance,
right.
It was just about how I would feel, you know, if that loved one was to just walk out the door.
What about this photo? There's a photo now with Britney wearing "Dump Him," like that T-shirt. Everyone reads right into that immediately.
Well, I think she.
Do you read into that? Do you see that and say, "Well, we haven't spoken in a couple of weeks"?
No. I don't read into anything. You know, I mean, my relationship with her is my relationship with her. And it's not, for me, it's not for anybody else's interpretation right here. You know, it's just for my own interpretation.
Do you put closure on everything, or do you leave open in the future, perhaps?
That's so tough to say. I do love her. She's always been a special part of my life. I think right now in my life, everything's so busy, it's kind of been hard for me to even think about stuff like that, and that's why I choose not to talk about it, because I don't want to say the wrong thing.
Right.
I've been doing so much, and that's why I made a joke about the statement that the album is my girlfriend, because that's all I've really been doing this summer. And that's why I find it funny that there's been this big emphasis on me with this person and this person and this person and this person every other week. And the constant theme in my life, especially this summer, has been, you know, my relationship with this music and inventing something new. And that's really been the only thing I've been attached to.
Has it worked? I mean, you said the album's about heartbreak. The whole, in the beginning, it starts with a broken heart.
Yeah, there's songs about heartbreak. There's songs about love.
Do you see how obnoxious this is? Like, he was like, he doesn't want to answer the questions about Britney. And this person is just hounding him. And now everybody, and I think what happens is people read a headline, you know, like Justin built his career off of Britney and Justin dragged her through the mud, or whatever they're saying. But nobody actually goes back to watch this stuff to see, like, well, what was Justin saying? What was the context? Was he bringing it up, or was this guy literally trying to pull it out of him, and he was not giving him what he wanted? Even when he's like, well, the album's about heartbreak, he's like, yeah, but it's also about X, Y, and Z. Like, move on, dude. But that's what the media wanted. They wanted the drama, they got the drama, and now for some reason Justin's paying for it.
It's in its simplest form, falling in love. You know, there's songs about, you know, being in a club environment. There's, you know,
yeah,
I think I would say that the main theme of the album is it's a very romantic album, you know.
When was the point in the album where you said, because there's some great party tracks on there, there's some get down stuff too, it's not just Cry Me a River, you know, I'm still thinking about all these things.
I even think that one, the beat on that one is just so, see, the thing that inspired the writing was what the Neptunes and Timberlake came to me with.
Right.
Because the tracks came
to me. So you listen to them and then you sit down listening to them.
The tracks came to me and I say, how does this make me feel? And that's where the song gets started.
So it must have been cool. I mean, 6 weeks is just going. You're sitting there page after
and when,
page after.
You know, when
Daddy, go!
I'm watching Timberlake in the studio and he's putting this beat together. It's a boom dum 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 boom dum dum boom dum dum boom dum.
You can do it yourself.
No, but I'm saying, like, when you hear that beat, I don't think you obviously think of roses and daisies.
No.
You know, you start to get like this.
My heart is broken.
You start to get this angst. You start to get this angst, and I just took it as far as I think I would take it.
Yeah.
And that's it.
So yeah, I think I basically shared what I wanted to share about that. Now I'm going to play a clip that I found, the YouTube algorithm helped me find, was Timbaland talking about Justin and how he got to the lyrics of the song. And I find this even more interesting.
I've known Justin since he was 15.
Can you explain to them his mental Rolodex of every record damn near ever made?
Who, Justin?
Yeah.
He knows
Ridiculous. Can sing the song.
everything. First of all, he don't write the lyrics down for his records. All the records just come right out of his head.
Jay-Z.
He walk in the booth, Cry Me a River, something happened at a concert, and I was in the booth saying, bloop, 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 just mumbling around, and he was like, I got it. He always do the melody. Then Scott came in. I said, Scott, I need some chords, like to follow what I'm doing beatbox. So Scott played the chords, and it was a rap. So there, he was mad at I think at that moment at Britney Spears at that time, and he came in there, and he's so witty with his words. So he would he start walking around mumbling the melody, and then the words come to him just like that. And he just go in the booth and just sing them.
Have you ever been mad at somebody and maybe shared your story about what happened with a friend, called to vent, or maybe drafted a text and not sent it, or maybe sent it, and then later you look back at it and you're like, well, I probably said things that like were inflated or, you know, weren't exactly true. It sounds like that's what happened with Cry Me a River. So he went in, he heard this beat and it came to him. He doesn't even write down the lyrics. So people acted like he took out a notebook and was like, let me write this song about Britney to tell everybody how much she sucks. He literally heard a beat and the words just came out. I do not think any of it was malicious in the way that people are saying it. What happened between them, honestly, we will never know. And it's really none of our business if you really think about it. Like, it's just not. I can't believe how the public is like, he owes everybody an apology and an explanation. Why? If there is an apology, if there is an explanation that's needed, it's not to us, it's to Britney and them and their personal life. What is this parasocial relationship where people are like so invested in this relationship that happened 2 decades ago? The man will be 23 in January. That is a lie. The man will be 43 in January. Some of this stuff happened when he was 19 years old. His age still had the word teen in it. And at 43, a father of 2, he's being just chastised for these decisions that honestly never should have been shared with us. It shouldn't have. So anyways, those are my opinions. What do you think? If you like this content, I swear there's not going to be a lot of NSYNC and Justin content. This is just coming out of nowhere because of everything that's going on. But like mostly I talk about mom stuff and kid stuff and family stuff. But anyways, like this video, subscribe, come back, because together is a beautiful place to be. See ya.